Hello, hello, my crafty friends. Hey, I'm a day early, but I'm not $1 short. Just realized that I had a bunch of other stuff happening. Crazy, right? My sister's gonna come and visit, and we have plans for tomorrow afternoon actually. Sorry, I'm trying to and I was like, oh my gosh, I really am going to need to do this live, like catch up stuff, because like we're totally getting far behind. I don't normally go missing 3 days, but I would. And so I'm going to try and catch up a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow. I'm trying to see if I have some things printed out. Just wanted to remind you all that this catalog is here, and it's going to end soon, believe it or not. This is our current catalog. So many changes. We're at spend your coupons. I have directions for that. Join us and get the stamp positioner for free. I don't know that we'll use it today, but you never know. Share this in the group. But I'm excited. This is some cards I found, and I'm cleaning out my stash of things, projects that I was going to share with you guys. You know, that's kind of like the same point over and over again. But I ended up not sharing them for, well, probably because they got buried, honestly. Yeah, so let's see if anybody's on. I'm totally off the day that I should be on. I know this, and I'm sorry for putting a wrench into people's normal plan. But gosh, we have so much going on. You have your January. Hey, Pat, how are you? I am a day early, so it's not you. It's definitely a day early. Trying to go through all this stuff that we have, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get caught up really quick. And I was trying to see if I printed out the new product of the month, because it's pretty good. But there is a product of the month, and it is a paper pack that's really, really super duper pretty. I have all these printouts. I need to sort the ones I should keep and the ones I need to get rid of. Anyway, so let's talk about this stuff I found. So there's a product of the month. You have your bonus coupons. And join Stampin' Up! And get the new stamp positioner free. It's somewhere in this mess. I just showed it to you guys. So that's our big deal. You have the January list, you have the mini catalog, and you have the big catalog. Big catalog transitions out April 30th. And so that's just an FYI. So modeling along, I discovered as I was cleaning things out, because I'm trying to get everything out of here that's retired, even close to my heart, like trying to get it all out of here. Haven't figured out the plan. I came across these pre-cut pieces that I had out somewhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did have a plan to do something with them. And I thought, let's grab cards, and it is the stamp set Mixed Florals, which is $28, I believe the stamp set is, and it's like $14.40 on sale right now. There are no dies to match it, so you would get the set with just the stamps. But I love this. Hey, Connie. So, Pat and Connie are both here. I'm going to let you guys know there is no CCT Crafty Connection Time tomorrow because my sister's coming to town and we have dinner plans. And I just realized all this stuff was like going to conflict. And I'm like, I'm going to be ahead of time. I got stuff to do. And this is part of the stuff. Hi, Regina. So I have this very pretty card that has gotten a little bit bent up. And then I have some other pretties. And I wanted to see if I didn't have the ability to create these cards. I do really, really love them. And this, it was on Last Chance, this ribbon, but now it's not. So I made 2 of these. And let's see what I have in here, because I don't even know what I have. How's that for crazy? This embossing folder is still available, and it's really pretty. Okay, I like that together. Look at this. So I just was like, a last plug to get this. This is actually a stamp set that is in my permanent keep. The stamp set is in my permanent to keep. Simply because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to see if I can't find this pretty ribbon. I have like 5 places I stash ribbon these days. It's a little bit on the ridiculous side. Let me grab some of it. And this, if they ever have this stuff is my favorite to use for cards. And I really have discovered I do not care for cards that have a ribbon that's big and bulky on a card, because it really messes things up with the post office, believe it or not. They're not, to my friend. All right. So I did this, and the one that I did, my samples here, are using tone on tone, so that's monochromatic. And you just take an embossed piece of paper. Now this concept for easy cards is super, super easy to do, where you just want a focal point. You don't want to do the coloring, right? I actually used a darker blue on that one and a darker pink. These are all these. It is not Thursday. It is because tomorrow I have to cancel again because my sister's coming to town and I didn't want to cancel yet again. That'll work. So we're doing this instead. Yay, look at that. So this is my stack of cards to go. If I need, you know, I have extra and I need to make a quick card, this is what I use. Believe it or not. All right, we decided that this was it, and I have already scored some of these, which is great. And this embossing folder, I'm almost positive it's still available. Let me see if I pop up. Of course not. I'm just going to type in embossing folders because I think it's still available. Okay. So then we're going to grab our daisy or coneflower. I think this is really, really pretty, you guys. And I have like a dozen of these little guys around. I need to get some bigger dimensionals because I've been using a lot of dimensionals. But the little guys have their purpose, not to be minimized. So these cards are going to be for giveaway. I am keeping you on your toes. I did have you all confused. I just didn't want to cancel, which would be a 3rd time because I was on driving duty. Jeff had a work trip. And so I was like, I have a very busy, and it's going to be even kind of crazy busy in March too, with Easter and all the stuff that comes up with that. I'll take out these. But this concept, if you have any stamps that are larger stamps, images like these flowers are, which are the tulips and the, what I call a daisy. It's really easy to use an embossing folder to give it the texture. I don't know if you guys can see how rich that texture is, but it's pretty neat. And you could use any embossing folder, guys. It doesn't have to be this one. It looks like this one might have gone. It was on last chance, so I wasn't sure if it still was around. All right, bummer. With some plaster, something the other. And then I'm going to take the pink, So Thoughtful, because that really makes that message pop. Right? I love not having to color when I need cards. I don't mind coloring when I want to do the coloring. Just kind of probably not super helpful. You don't need to have a foam dimensional under this side because it's going to go right onto the stamped image. And then I'm going to make a bow out of this absolutely pretty. This is before I understood what the last chance thing was. I just thought it was some kind of sale. It popped up and I was like, oh, all this stuff is on sale. Yay. And then I didn't realize that once it was on sale, the reason it was on sale is they were retiring it once it was gone. And so then I have all this pretty stuff that I'm actually going to start using with kits, sending out as extra pieces in kits. Kind of like the more you order, put together packs of these. And you're going to put that down, because you know, like how floral shops, they tie a little ribbon around the bottom. Not always, but they do sometimes. I'm a real fan of glue dots for ribbon. Thanks, Connie. I like it too. I feel like it's a really nice way to create an elegant card. If you had somebody's wedding coming up, you could take their wedding colors and do this. Same thing, pick a darker, lighter, and stamp the flower in the darker color. And you'd be super duper cute. You could even do white on white if you wanted to. Make it even more elegant with the flowers stamped in black. And again, not colored, but do your embossing. Use that embossing folder because it does make a huge difference for adding texture to this card. And the one thing that was great about this, oops, runaway stuff, is that both sides of the folder could be used. I thought it looked good either direction. And you, again, a few different things. So I actually have a few things that I need to do lives for, so you guys don't get lost on that. And I'm going to try and get those caught up and just kind of like jump on, do the live, so because this is actually how I do funnel into my YouTube channel. I don't edit or do anything fancy or cute. But, all right. See what else I have left for ideas. Look at that. Now this one's a little bit different as far as like, I probably should have put it a little bit over to the side. There was another one of those sentiments around here somewhere, guys. You gotta love my runaway. Ah, here it is. And again, you only need a little dot. I don't know why I put this back. on the end. Next month, I'm going to go to On Stage again. Get to see the new stuffs, the new plans for the company, see what I think. Oh my gosh, straight isn't doing straight very well. And the other nice thing about this ribbon in your scrapbooks is also very low key and not bulky. So 2 hoops. And a no glue dot. Can you figure out where you want the glue dot to go? I'm just going to put my bow on there. I don't want to put it the other direction because I don't want the ends of the bow to go over the words. There we go. But those are cute, and you could just send these as is. You don't even have to put other embellishments on if you don't want to. That's pretty easy. Then I have these pieces that were out of a piece of paper. This is one of those things when you have this paper, you're like, I do not want to cut the paper, right? Yes, they are. And the stamp set is on sale for $14, which is, I found these and I was like, oh, I've missed the window. You know, it's going to be too late to do anything with it. And then turned around and was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh, I so can do something with it. I have the inside of a card somewhere. I have lots of white cards, lots of colored cards. I have the kits cut for March, and I don't want to mess with that. Looks like I'm going to need to cut down some paper, but that's all good. I am not sure what oh, there's my cutter. I'm like, where's my cutter? Oh, I should show you some other cards that I had. But we'll put this one together. When you use colored cardstock, I think it's a good idea to add inside paper to create a place to write on. And I like to use my 12 by 12 paper for this because you can do a 4" by 5 1/4. That's the cut. But you can do get 3 strips out of this versus the 8.5 by 11. You can get 4 out of the 8.5 by 11. Get 6 out of this. But the cutting is simpler. Yeah. And I think these kind of flowers, the tulips and the daisy or the coneflower, whatever it's called. I got to put these in those too. Forgot to do that. I feel like they're pretty universal. I mean, I know roses get used a lot in weddings, but you could still, I mean, it's a card that you're wishing somebody, you know, happy life. So is Maryland warmed up? I know Jeff was super stoked to be back. He said it was very cold over there. This is the full panel, it is. He needed to go back for a work trip, so it wasn't like he went back for fun or got to visit people. But some things that he had to do in person. Which, all things considered, we've been here for 3 years. He's only needed to go back once. Did that second snowstorm ever show up that we were talking about? That's actually the last time I talked to you guys. I think you were supposed to get some snow at the end of the week. And nobody knew what the status of that was going to be. Okay, I had a whole bag, oh, here they are. Whole bag of things. Now this, because it is so pretty, it got West Virginia. Well, hello, Miss Leslie. So I'm going to grab this. This is our stamp of the month, which is, or not stamp of the product of the month for last month. And if you wanted, I think you can choose it. If you did not get it last month, you can only get one product of the month at a time. But if it's still available, you can still order it. If you don't like this month's, but I'm telling you, this month is absolutely gorgeous. Just flurries. Well, that's better than a boatload of stuff to shovel. But Jeff was glad to get back. So, like I said, really simple card, right? You're just using the paper. And I don't know about any of you, but I have a really hard time cutting pretty paper. Really, really hard time. And heavily patterned paper, because I'm not really sure how to use it, like landscape paper and stuff, that's really hard for me to do too. I'm just going to put, and I'm using the tape on the back to anchor it in place so it doesn't come totally undone as I'm doing this. And I'm good at tying bows if it's like the bow, you know what I'm doing that I just did. But I'm really not good at tying bows when we're doing this. So Linda's just going to do a knot. How's that? And you can see that my fingers are very fobbly. That's not as tight as I would like it to be. Shoot. Can I make it tighter? Right, I don't like that. So to me, it's got to be tighter. And I did not do a good job on that. So we may just do one. Push that down to hold it still for me. So a trick to get this in here is to use your scissors to hold the tension, which is what I should have done the first time I did this. And then do that, pull it, and then pull the scissors out and pull it tight, and you'll get the tension that you need. That's your trick of the day. Your scissors have multiple uses. I am going to need to find another pack of these. But look at all of this stuff that I had to do classes with you guys on lives, because I completely fell in love with this whole suite. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This is so wonderfully designed, this paper. Again, you're out of the coloring, so look for paper like this if you just need to make some fast cards and you don't want to do a ton of work. Look at that. And then this one is going to open from the top, change things up a little bit. I even found these crazy cute butterflies in there. I'm going to have to figure out a better business plan for this little group of, for close to my heart Stampin' Up, because they offer so much stuff. I cannot get it in fast enough or come up with something fast enough to do. It's really, really, really challenging to do. I'm gonna do, shoot, do the butterfly. in the blue. Now, this blue is also retired, but it happens to be like one of my favorite blues. It's called boho blue. And I'm just gonna, this butterfly blends in too much white. So I need to add some color to it. It's really easy to do. I'm not really worried about it being the same color of it. That's totally fine. Be careful where you put the little. And then I had, you know, that stuff called Wink Stella, right? You all know what Wink Stella is, right? Clear Wink Stella. Do your blurb out so you don't end up blurbing Wink Stella liquid everywhere. I've never done that, by the way. Never had Wink Stella everywhere. It's really bad when it's got color in it. Here's another easy way to do a card. And I want my babies. I don't know, I might have to cut this in half. And I should be doing this with the non-stick scissors. I'm gonna probably regret doing this way. Let's see if I can get it in there. But here's like 3 super cute cards. We did it in just a few minutes with just pieces. There's not a lot of work, just a lot of layers. And there's my butterfly. Take your piercing tool, whatever you use for it, when you can find it. It was here. And add a little roll to the wings. So it looks like you've got some dimension on that. Aren't those butterflies just pretty? And I actually have a crazy yellow Wink Stella. Okay, mental note, there's a lot of Wink Stella there. I'm going to make this pop up. And so on the lighter parts of the blue, I'm just going to add this. I'm sure there's a butterfly that mimics this somehow. And let's see if I can do this without making a disaster, of which you guys are all welcome to laugh. This is something that one should do before one puts the butterfly onto the card, just in case you get ink everywhere. But we're going to hope that it just sits there. Bless the old beautiful things. All right, 3 cards to give away. You guys go ahead and put some numbers up. They're actually ready to go out into the mail, so I will add some insides to these, because you got to have insides on the card. And here's that, and here's that. And while we're giving those away, this is a simple white and black. And again, this would be a great way to do a wedding card. Baby shower. I hope you're feeling better soon. And this was actually something I was showing that you could do just simply right on the card, no layers at all. Add a black layer and then add some doodling around there and some ribbon. So you have like 1, 2, and 3. Or in this case, 3. So simple easy ways to step up a card. This is another card. These two cards are really pretty. And it looks like I might even have some more to do. 22. I have Pat with 22. Probably throw a little extra in the ribbon sorting club for you. Who else is up? 7. All right. 13 for Barbara, 22 for Pat. Anybody else going to throw some cards up or some numbers up? So we have, what I could do is, it looks like another set of these. I have some, this is another done. Peekaboo. Actually, this is, isn't that fun? I see 3 of you guys, which means the 3 of you guys would be my person, or my giveaways. But I gotta use these cards, I mean, because they're pretty cards. If you're going to put a stamped image on a piece you're going to emboss, stamp it and color it first, then emboss it. Otherwise, it'll be a hot mess and it won't stamp right for you. So stamp first, color first, then emboss. Oh, it does. It looks like I have some things that I can still work with. So I will come up with another class to finish this stuff so that I can get it mailed out. So I have all these extra cutouts for it. All right, the 3 of you are it. Let's see. Pat, no, who's 13? 13 is Barbara. Barbara, you choose the card that you want, please. And then the other 2, you guys will have surprises. All right, thanks for joining me. Don't be surprised if I pop up on Friday or Saturday because, like I said, I have a few things to do to get us all caught up. Thanks again, guys, for your flexibility and showing up when you saw me go live. That's a great thing about having your notifications turned on, is you get to know when I actually do go live. Have a great day.